Morning, Megan. How are you doing?
Morning, Kim. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, very good, thanks. Very good. We've got a lot of inquiries about IR35 at the moment. A lot of our Microsoft partners are concerned about what they need to do, not just with current IR35, but also some of the changes that are happening in April. So it'd be great if you could just lead us through some of the queries. The first query we really have is, what is IR35 in simple terms? So I know we're doing this PowerPoint presentation together, so I thought it'd be really useful to sort of go through this PowerPoint presentation with our clients. And the first topic is obviously, what is IR35?
Yeah, absolutely. So IR35 is a new set of, it's a set of rules that the HMRC's introduced, and it's looking to close a tax loophole in effect. We've got two sides of the story here. We've got companies that are using contractors through PSCs, and they pay less tax. So they pay less tax, less NI, they don't have employee benefits, there's no apprenticeship levy. So we've got that side of it. So basically less tax being paid by companies. Right. Then the other side of it, we've got contractors, and we've got these contractors through PSCs, through personal service companies. They're also paying less tax. They can draw dividends. The dividends doesn't have as much tax. It's a lower rate of tax on it. So HMRC are not getting as much revenue. So they've thought, right, what can we do about this? IR35 was the starting point, and it's looking to see, is a contractor actually a disguised employee? Are they actually working like an employee? So should they be paying tax like an employee and therefore getting more revenue into the government?
Right, fantastic. That's fantastic. Thank you very much. And the next slide is really about, who does this impact when the changes come into effect on the 6th of April?
Yeah, so it basically impacts medium and large clients, medium and large businesses that have got a UK connection. And we've got two scenarios up here on the slide here that gives you a feel for how it might play out in practice. And you can see, as a Microsoft partner, you might be the client in that second example there, or it might be your customer is the client, the end client. And you can see that in the first example there. And the focus is, what is the size of those clients? Are they medium or large? And then we've got the criteria there that HMRC's introduced. You've got to meet 2 or more of those. So it could be an annual turnover exceeding 10.2 million, a balance sheet exceeding 5.1 million, sorry, and then over 50 employees. So if you meet 2 or more of those criteria, you fall into the medium or large business, and these new rules will impact you.
Fantastic. And why and what is exactly changing?
Okay, so the why is the lost revenue, and we've got there on the slide. You can see HMRC thinks that we're missing, or they're missing, a potential £700 million per annum. Yeah, wow, indeed. And they're thinking, actually, this could rise. This is not the most. We could actually be losing 1.3 billion by 2023 if we don't clamp down on these disguised employees, these contractors who are saying they're self-employed through a PSC, but actually are working like an employee. And so with the IR35, they started with the public sector in 2017, and now they've swung their spotlight round onto the private sector.
Okay, that's I'm sure there's no scope for them to change those rules anytime fast, especially given our current climate and how much revenue they're really going to try and get from everyone. So can you tell me in summary sort of what is changing exactly?
Absolutely, sure. So the change is responsibility. So as we've got it now, so the current IR35 rules, it's for the contractor, the PSC, the individual. They have to say, am I an employee? And if they then decide they are like an employee, disguised employee, that they should be paying income tax and NI, if at that point they decide that, they have to then deduct tax and NI from the income that they're receiving through the PSC. So that was the position, but now it's all pushed on and it's moved to the client, so moved to the Microsoft partner or the Microsoft partner's client, and the fee payer. They now take responsibility, and we've got an example there of TED and how it might come around. Ted starts off with 2018. He's a contractor through a PSC. He's doing a one-off small job for a Microsoft partner. And it then just segues into basically akin to like a full-time employee, basically.
Yeah.
So he would have taken responsibility before for deducting tax and NI, sorry. Yeah. But now it's moved to the end client, to the Microsoft partners.
Okay, so that's probably going to affect quite a few of our Microsoft partners, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So what do they need to do then in that case?
So got a great kind of set of 5 starting points here of what you need to do. So you start off in audit. An audit is your starting point. You need to look at what contractors you've got. Are they coming through PSCs? And what are the services are they provided? Do they look a bit like an employee? You need to look at the terms and conditions they're on, because if they are genuinely self-employed, you need to make sure that looks right in the written contract and it reflects the real position. You need to talk to your contractors. That's really important. You need to communicate with them, because it's a two-way thing here. What do they want? What do you want? How's it going to work going forwards? And then look at your processes, because it's now about gathering information. You need information from your clients about the status determination, and then you need information from the PSC. If you've got to deduct tax and NI, you need information. Mm-hmm. And if you're stuck on any of this, if you're stuck about you're not really sure what the contractor's status might be, or what you should do, or whether your terms and conditions are right, then ask professionals like Law 365. Come to us and we can help you with those conundrums.
That's super, thank you. So how are other Microsoft partners dealing with this, do you think, at the moment?
Okay, so they're all looking at their terms. They're thinking, are our terms shipshape and ready to go? Are they IR35 proof as far as they possibly can be? If they've got genuine self-employed people there, are they fitting right? Mm-hmm. But some of the clients are turning to umbrella companies. So some Microsoft partners are thinking, do you know what? It's a lot of additional admin here. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of liability. I think I'm going to get an umbrella company to take some of those costs on and take this responsibility, because it's getting beyond.
And what is being asked by the Microsoft partners, by their customers, because that's what we're seeing a lot now. The inquiries are, what do we do? Our clients, our customers are asking us to do and approve these terms and conditions. What's going on here?
Yeah. So that's one of the issues that Microsoft partners are facing and having to deal with now, is their clients are saying, do you know what, this is too much of a risk now. The way this responsibility is shifted onto us, we don't want that responsibility and liability. So what we're going to do is pull contractors who come through PSCs, personal service companies. We're pulling them out of the picture, and we just don't want them. We want all employees to be provided to us, because it's too much of a risk. I mean, others are simply saying, look, we need an information exchange here. We need to know who have you got that's working for us? Are they contractors? Are they through PSCs? We want the whole understanding of how this is working to make sure we know where our risk is.
Fantastic. So what happens if, as a Microsoft partner, I do nothing?
Okay, so definitely don't do nothing, or don't do anything, or do something, because at the end of the day, there's backdated. If you don't pay tax and NI, and you're supposed to be, you're in that fee payer position right next to the PSC. If you don't deduct tax and NI, and they're a disguised employee, we're starting looking at backdated tax. We're starting to look at penalties. You could also get dragged into a really time-consuming tax investigation, which would just be a waste of time and just take you away from the business that you want to do.
So that's really important, because obviously, as you say, not only are you financially going to be on the hook there, but it's also incredibly time consuming, and dealing with HMRC at that point is for everyone an absolute headache, and they've got better things to do in their business than deal with that. Thank you, Megan. That's been really informative. And all I'd say is, if any of this gives you some cause for concern, or you want to explore some of these subjects a bit more with us, or need some advice, please give us a call. Here's my contact